The off-the-wall comedy of one Steve Landesberg. Fresh out of Barney Miller, the networks have big plans in store for him. For years, singer Lainey Kazan all but disappeared from the public eye. Now she's making a comeback, and this is her favorite year. Casey Kasem, arguably the most listened-to voice in America today. And the Gap Band, zooming up the rhythm and blues charts with their new album, Gap Band 4. These are Mike's guests, along with the entertainment news from Sandy Canyon. And it's all coming up. From Hollywood, it's Mike Douglas, People Now. Now, here's Mike.
Well, during his 6 years as Detective Arthur Dietrich on the series Barney Miller, my first guest was honored with 3 consecutive Emmy nominations. I'll ask him in a minute if you won any of those.
I may not answer you.
A graduate of PS 73 and DeWitt Clinton High School. Here's Steve Landesberg.
Oh, yes, hello.
Hello,
Michael, how are you now? I didn't win. I got nominated 3 times, I didn't win. And the first year there was a strike, so we didn't go. We just watched it in the house, you know, and then I remember Ron Carey sitting in the house going, Scabs. And then the last 2 years, he's great. The last 2 years I went, it was fun.
What do you miss most about Barney Miller, besides Ron Carey and everybody else?
The money.
It is something you get used to, that check every week.
Yeah, you get used to the money, my own shower, parking space, you know, all those things. All of a sudden, when they come to take it away from you, and they slap you, too. They take it away, and then they say, they beat you up as they take it away from you.
Your show wasn't, as most shows are, your show wasn't canceled. Your producer made that decision.
Yeah, Danny Arnold, who you know, said, that's it. It's time to go. Because people kept, the writers would run out of gas.
Was he right, Steve, with that decision?
Yeah,
Danny?
Yeah. But I must say that the last week you want to stay. You don't want to go. That last week you don't want to go. And it's just a time of change, and it happens. You got to go with it. A guy that you met who did the show twice with me, a detective friend of mine, Sal from New York.
From New York.
He had a recurring back injury, and last winter he was in a hospital with the injury. Now he feels fine now, but the police department is saying you got to go. Now he's got that. I mean, it's all periods of change. I mean, it's something he doesn't want to leave. He's got a great job. He's a detective in Greenwich Village. But he's got no choice. They're saying bye, you know. So you get used to those things.
There must be a lot of humor involved with that job, a detective in Greenwich Village.
Oh, yeah. He had a...
What a sense of humor.
He had a wonderful time down there. And great restaurants. He gave me all the best restaurants in the village. You know.
Didn't you start out on Barney Miller as a bad guy?
I started out as a crook. I played a con man pretending to be a priest. And Ron Carey played a burglar. He played the mole.
That's a great name for Ron.
Perfect. He was great in that.
Does he have a medal for that? He's got medals for everything, Ron.
Great. They come at you now with, you know, now that the show's over, everybody comes at you with scripts, and they say, come on, man, you do bowling for pesos. Do the whole season in 1 week, man, you know. You get all this. But it's just, everything changes. You know, I got...
when that show ended, it also ended with you and your girlfriend.
My lady, she left with the show. I don't know if that's a...
No, but the check stopped and she stopped.
It's funny, when it's over, you think about all the things. Here I am, you know, later I'm out there in the world and I'm saying, did I do something wrong? Maybe I shouldn't have thrown her down the stairs. I don't know. You know, little things like that. I don't know. But, I mean, you know, it's 2 people in show business is tough, though. You know that.
Oh.
I mean...
I don't know that because I didn't marry.
But you know from being in the business.
Oh,
I mean,
of
you've
course.
seen.
This marriage just
I mean, except for
worked.
the Luntz, you know, maybe the Luntz.
Or Pat O'Brien and his wife, you know.
Yeah.
But they, I mean, they got an early start. You know. If you could do something with that, I could see the eyes. Whenever I hit a good
Pat
premise.
O'Brien, and I love to, and I think of Barry Fitzgerald.
Very fine, Mike.
Okay, Father, gonna have a drink. Huh?
Going my way.
Father, you're going to have a drink.
Okay, have a drink. Go up to the room, go see.
And Sister Maria.
I never understood him, but I loved him. But I was saying, show business. Last year, she went to China to do a TV movie. And she said, "You want
your lady?"
Yeah.
We can say the lady's name.
No, let's not say that. It doesn't matter. She doesn't like to be talked about.
All right.
But I'm not saying anything.
China.
She went to China.
That could have been the end.
She went to China. Helen Hayes is her name, okay? She went. She went to. I'm sorry, baby. I couldn't help it. You know. The man knows how to get it out of here. That's his job. He's a pro. You know? Well, she went to China to do this TV movie. She said, "You want to come to China?" I said, "Well, no, I got some jobs. What am I going to do? Hang around the set?"
In
China, right?
I'd love to have seen you
Yes.
have picked up enough routines to last you
Maybe
forever
I
over
would have,
there.
you know, you never know. But then she comes back, and it was different. You know, it wasn't the same. And I thought, maybe while she was there, some old 150-year-old Chinese mystic said something like, "Get away from the Jew comic." I don't know. And then
Somebody with needles. maybe.
Get away from that boy, you know. You almost all. And then last year she wanted a farm, which is all right. That's fine, right? You know. And she said, well, she bought a farm, and I said, okay. So we're driving up to Connecticut, right? And I'm getting very depressed because how many Jewish farmers are there, right? I mean, look, a twister. You know.
I have never met a Jewish farmer now that you mention
I
it.
know, it's crazy. But now I'm out in the world.
Well, how
and,
about returning to single life? Is it difficult?
well, here I am. I'm out there in the world, and all of a sudden, I meet lots of ladies. I'm in show business and everything, and all of a sudden, I keep reading about these sexual diseases. Time magazine has a cover story, don't touch anybody, don't leave the house, you know. And I go, not now! And then every once in a while, I'll meet a girl with, maybe her skin is a few skin blemishes or something like
Yeah.
that. And I get nervous. So I'll say, what's that? You know, it's embarrassing. You say, no, kid around. What do you got there? What is that? You know, what are you, an adolescent or what?
Cold sore. They always say it's a cold
It's a
sore.
cold- Eat a
or
lot of-
fever blister.
Eat a lot of candy?
Would you
Scared.
like to settle down someday, Steve?
I think about it. I think about it.
Your
And-
parents on you about that?
Well, my mother is still
yeah.
on me about that. And it's funny, when I think maybe sometimes, maybe Miss Wright for me is in Thailand or somewhere. I don't know. She's out there waiting for, over here, you know, in the corner. And I used to think about that when I was in the Army. I said, what if I meet a girl, because a lot of soldiers will marry girls.
Sure.
I'd meet a girl from, say, Korea or Japan or wherever, you know, and bring her home to my parents. Which was insane. I was stationed at Fort Dix. I mean, it was unlikely to happen, you know.
We're going to have to continue with Steve Landesberg right after this. We'll be right back.
All right.